Very well. So let's move on with the first news that we get. Of course, we're going to talk about Jonathan David in this episode. You've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the name which is flashing on the screen, of course. But yes, before getting into the whole Jonathan David situation, well, we've got an update about whole Aubameyang. Arteta has finally addressed the whole Aubameyang situation, and things, I don't know, it might look promising or might not look promising for Aubameyang, but there are certain things that has been clarified in today's pre-match press conference for the Norwich game. The Norwich game might get cancelled. Everything will be discussed in this episode, so let's just begin. So now the first news is of course about Ainsley Maitland-Niles. So according to James Ollie exclusive, Roma are in talks to sign Ainsley Maitland-Niles on loan next month. It is understood Roma's sporting director Tiago Pinto has made contact with Arsenal to explore the possibility of signing the player, who is open to the move. Sources have told ESPN that Roma are keen to discuss a loan move with an option to make the deal permanent. Discussions have centered around a 4-year contract, but as yet no potential fee for a permanent deal has been negotiated. That's not the case as of now. Well, there's another update about Ainsley is that Everton are still keen on bringing the midfielder to the Goodison Park. It is understood that the preferred move of Niles would be to join Roma. Now, Roma are in talks to sign Niles loan next month. And of course, Thiago Pinto has made contact with Arsenal to explore the possibility. I already mentioned this. So yes, big opportunities, and Ainsley will finally get the game time that he would want to get from Arsenal or any other club for that matter. He just wants to play. The man just wants to play. Same as being moaned by his girlfriend on her Instagram stories as well. So moving on, a confirmed Carabao Cup semi-final scheduled is. The schedule is here. Arsenal versus Liverpool first leg, Thursday 6th of January, 7:45 p.m. BST kickoff time. And Liverpool versus Arsenal second leg will be Thursday 13th of January, 7:45 p.m. BST will be the kickoff time. I think the first leg is definitely at the Emirates. The second is at Anfield. So that is that about the whole Liverpool playing Arsenal. Moving on, so let's talk about, according to James Ollie, another update about, this time is about Lacazette. So, James Ollie says Arsenal will look to resist offers for Lacazette, but he is free to talk to overseas clubs directly from Jan 1. As he will have 6 months left on his contract, Lacazette's importance to Arsenal has been heightened as a result of Aubameyang's situation. Let's see how that will turn out, because that is actually a very big thing at the moment. So, moving on, let's talk about Bernd Leno. So we've got a bit update about Bernd Leno. So according to ESPN FC, Bernd Leno will be allowed to depart at the end of the season. A January exit is unlikely unless Arsenal can source another backup goalkeeper, as he has lost his number one spot to the impressive Aaron Ramsdale. Very well, that was about Bernd Leno. So Arsenal might be wanting to choose a number 2 very soon. So Norwich City manager Dean Smith has given a big scare. Now, we are Arsenal fans. We want to see Arsenal play week in, week out. But here's the thing. It might be a little bit of a problematic, because there's an update about Dean Smith regarding his players. He says, we have some fresh cases, but we have got others coming back. We are not sure how many will miss Boxing Day, because we have to have PCR tests 48 hours before the game. And that will be final point when we will know who will be available. So as of now, I know one thing is definitely destroyed, and that is FPL of people. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, it's just too much. So Aaron Ramsdale says, when negotiations with Arsenal started in May, I knew I was getting a lot of criticism, but luckily I didn't see them. 30 million pounds is a lot of money for a number 2. So I understand the fans' concerns. Anyway, so Watford already mentioned that they are in talks with Sead Kolasinac. So initial talks with Arsenal have been held over a potential move for Sead Kolasinac. The Watford Observer understands the conversation is understood to have focused on a temporary switch, with the fullback's 6-figure salary providing a potential stumbling block, and Hornets interested in having his wages shared between themselves and Arsenal. So that was always the case. They're really earning a lot, to be fair. Odegaard says, we obviously want to win something. We are in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and there is another cup coming up. We have a goal to win trophies and fight for spots in Europe. Of course, Champions League is the big dream, but we should at least play in Europe next year. Cool. Bukayo Saka has been named the 95th. He's ranked 95th in the Guardian's 100 best male footballers in the world 2021. Arteta on players leaving for AFCON. He says, they wanted the players yesterday and we want to keep them until next month. That's the conversation we are having right now. If you gave me the choice, I want them to stay because I need them. With the context we're in, I want them even more, but we are obliged to let them go. So we will have to adapt. I think Ainsley going out on loan does not make any sense because this is the time that he's going to get game time. Anyways, Arteta on if he's looking to establish his authority because he's a young manager. He says, no, I guarantee you that is not the case. I don't establish my authority by being dictatorial or trying to be ruthless. I just ask for one thing. It's respect and commitment. That's all. To be successful, you have to be passionate about something and you want to represent a club of this size with its history. That is the minimum standard you have to bring. I'm not going to ask anybody to put the ball into the top corner every time they hit it, but I will ask them to do the right things every single day for this club. And talking about the January transfer window, Mikel said, I don't think we are going to be able to sign players just for this short period of time. I think it's a little bit unrealistic, but we will sit down now and make the right decision if we can. Arteta was asked whether there is a danger of Aubameyang's situation becoming similar to what happened with Ozil. He says, I'm sorry, but I'm going to expect that the commitment and respect from everyone at the club. The first one, myself. The second, I don't do that. I go through that door and I do something else. It's as clear as that. To be successful when you're passionate about something and you want to... The other part I've already mentioned. So, yes, looks like it. So... there's an update about Arthur. Now Duncan Castle says, my understanding about Arthur is on £7.1 million net at Juventus. Allegri wants as many of those three, Arthur, Ramsey and Rabiot, out as possible. Allegri actually rates Arthur as a player more than the other two, but is not impressed with his behavior off the field and is therefore prepared to cash in. Ideally they would sell, but they're offering Arthur on loan and they've offered him around the top clubs in Europe. So that's the whole situation about Arthur to Arsenal. But let's talk about Matthias Swanberg. So Swanberg's decision not to renew so far has put Bologna in an unexpected situation. It will also make them listen to any proposals they receive for him next month. As of today, Bologna's hope is to collect 15 to 20 million euros from his sale. Sad because he's a very fantastic player now. Let's see. And the most creative under 23 players in Europe at the moment, you can see that at the top of the list, I don't know if you can see that Alexander Arnold is at the top. So is Foden, but Dominic Szoboszlai, one that went away, is not a part of it. Yes, Dominic Szoboszlai, whom, was very much linked with Arsenal but chose Leipzig instead. Florian Wirtz is really high in that list as well. So the closest an Arsenal player comes to that is Martin Odegaard. Yes, Martin Odegaard is, yes. And after that, it's Bukayo Saka. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting stats, interesting facts, and most importantly, a very interesting observation, I could say. So, let's talk about what do we talk about? We talk about Adrian J. Kajumba. I think, no, I've already mentioned that. So, let's talk about Gabriel Agben Lahore. He says, Arteta has done well as a manager, but I think his treatment of players can be a bit too wild for me. For the offense, Aubameyang has committed. I think he's been overly punished. It's been overkill. You'd think he'd committed a massive crime. Stripped of the captaincy might have been overkill, but you understand it. But then you banish him to train on his own is massive overkill. That's crazy. It's like Arteta is on a power trip. Okay. People can say what they want, yeah. But moving on, let's talk about Arsenal eyeing Serginho Dest. Now, according to Spanish outlet Marca, Arsenal are interested in signing Barcelona right back Serginho Dest next month. A backup to Takehiro Tomiyasu. Would you take Serginho Dest at Arsenal? Most commonly asked question in this channel. So, on this channel. So, weird as F. But let's talk about Gabriel Martinelli making the team of the week, ladies and gentlemen, and that too 84 rated Gabriel Martinelli. Look at the pace on the lad, 93. Look at the dribbling, my God, that is absolute drip, superb, supreme, I would say. But not only that, here's a bigger question. Would you guys expect Jonathan David to come to Arsenal? I would say Interesting choice, interesting player, but the price tag won't be very much interesting, especially how they did us on Nicola Pepe. I don't know if this is going to be a cheaper, deal. It won't be. I've seen reports them suggesting that 50, 60 million for Jonathan David. I don't think so. But the bigger question is, they will definitely talk about how he is number one, the top most the most goal scorer in his league. Blah blah blah. They're gonna say he won the league last season. Whatever, whatever. I don't rate him that high, but is he worth the hype? Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments. Jonathan David to Arsenal. Is it worth it? I'll be waiting for your comments. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.